Happy 2021 to everyone. As we all know, 2020 has been a year like no other, and hopefully there will not be another like it. But just because the calendar has changed doesn't mean the whole world has changed overnight. I believe it will still take a few months before COVID-19 will be under control, but I think we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. But we must keep moving toward the light and helping those who have lost sight of it. For us Christians, we know that the light of the world is Jesus. January 6th is Epiphany, which means appearance or manifestation. While the Eastern Church traditionally celebrate Epiphany at Jesus' baptism, where he was made manifest to humanity, the Western Church celebrate the arrival of the wise men as the manifestation of Christ to the Gentiles. In the story in Matthew 2, 1 through 12, the Magi followed a star, a light in the darkness of night, to Israel, where they went off on a tangent to the palace in the capital city of Jerusalem. The priests and Bible scholars redirected them back in the right direction, and they once again looked to the star which led them to the light. It has been reported that there are many more people listening to and watching church services on social media since the virus first crippled the world. I don't know if it is because they were just curious and had time on their hands, or perhaps it is because they could look and no one else had to know. Whatever the reason, I pray that they too have found the star that will lead them to the light, which is Jesus. I also pray that when the restrictions tied to this pandemic begin to loosen, that we will not lose sight of this light and go off on a tangent, or park where we are and stop moving altogether. The road ahead of us is scary, because we can't see what lies directly in front of our feet. But as long as we keep moving toward the light, we will be all right. Even when, not if, we stumble and fall, or we get knocked down, there will be those who are traveling the same road who will help us back up, or maybe even carry us until we can get back on our feet and travel once more. I, as a preacher, am a bit frightened about getting back in the pulpit when we are allowed to meet in the churches again. It has been a long time since I have addressed a congregation. While they are wearing masks, I can't see their responses, whether they are understanding what I am trying to say. Do I use only all new or unfamiliar hymns in my service, so they won't be tempted to sing along? Or do I use well-known hymns to give them a sense of familiarity? Thankfully, I am traveling this road with others who have experience that I lack, and those with whom we will find out together. When I was 6 years old, my dad was in an automobile accident and broke his neck. Praise be to God, he didn't die or suffer spinal cord damage, but as a result, he was in constant pain for the rest of his life. Because of the pain, he couldn't sit still through the church service, so we quit going to church every Sunday. Mom and us kids still went to Sunday school, which our church held just before the church service, and we watched preachers on TV, but we didn't attend our church's Sunday morning services. I didn't think I needed to go to church to be a good Christian. I read my Bible and watched preachers on TV. But when I started going to church again, I realized those things lacked the humanity I needed. Here were people traveling the same road I was, who could help me along. Here were those who were going through the same thing I was going through, those who had already gone through it or something similar, and those who were ready to stand by me and support me when I faced something new. All of us are on a journey. No one knows what sights we will see along the way or what we will experience. But I encourage you now to reach out and take someone's hand. Find a good group of believers who you can travel with and keep your eyes on the light of the world. Matthew 4:16 sums up 2020 well. The people living in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light has dawned. I pray that you will keep your eyes on Jesus, the light of the world, but still reach out to those living in the land of the shadow of death, and to those beside you who fall, knowing you too can reach out to others when you stumble. Let us all walk together down this road that is 2021.